Hey YouTube, this is Zach, and today we're going to talk a little bit about self-myofascial release, or SMR. SMR is basically a way to give yourself a deep tissue massage. If you want to put it lightly, it's pretty easy. It's not too hard, and it can really help how your body feels. A lot of people tend to come with me with sore shoulders, sore backs. Their flexibility is horrible, and I started doing this about about a year ago. And, of course, I've been a personal trainer for over 10 years, and I've always been stretching, and I never really saw the results that I really needed for flexibility. So I started adding in some foam roller work, okay? And this is what's called a foam roller right here, okay? It's just a tube, it's a styrofoam tube, very dense. It's going to give you some pressure when you roll on it, okay? There's so many different tools you can use. You can use PVC pipes, you can use lacrosse balls, you can use racket balls, tennis balls, golf balls, you get the idea. And so I started using this. I've had a lot of injuries from when I was younger in high school doing sports. I've had a lot of lower back problems, shoulder problems. I started doing foam rolling about 3 or 4 times a week, and I really saw a difference. A lot of my injuries really started to feel better. I was able to start lifting more and more weight again. There were some moves that I couldn't do in the past. Say with front squats, I couldn't get my hands in the proper position due to inflexibility. And so I started doing this in addition to stretching, and I've gained more flexibility in the first 2 months probably than I gained in the last few years. So it was a really big change. And basically what you're doing is you're rolling over that muscle, okay? And you're rolling over that fascia. That's what's called self-myofascial release. All right, and sometimes I feel kind of like when people stretch, the fascia must be like really tight, and this helps really break it down a little bit, softens it up. There's also things called adhesions, and that can happen after you've damaged the fascia, and sometimes it doesn't heal quite right. It can stick to other areas, and this helps break that up, okay? And again, developing that flexibility and mobility that you might want for exercise. I was just going to show you a few basic moves. I was going to do the IT band really quick. I'll show you that's pretty simple. The idea is we're going to try to run right along the side of the leg here, okay? This one's very painful, but again, it's kind of a good pain. You're going to basically sit on your hip. You're going to sit right up on this. You're going to go to your arms. Now, if you can see, this is lying perpendicular to my body, right along my hip. I'm able to pull myself around, up and down, okay? It's that easy, not very hard. You're just sliding up and down that leg, okay? You can always adjust it to go a little bit more towards the knee if you'd like. Sometimes that vastus lateralis can use some work, the outer quad. You can really dig in there. And it's going to be very painful, okay? That's totally okay. It's okay to have some pain there. If you feel any tingling or numbness, then probably stop. That might be a nerve you're hitting. But if you feel that kind of that trigger point, that tender spot, try to work in on that area a little bit. Time-wise, there's no right or wrong. It all has to do with how you feel. I like to do 30 to 60 seconds. For me, that feels good. And if I'm not in a rush, I might go longer. It all depends on how much is this helping me, okay? So the next one I'm going to show you is going to be for your upper back. And this one's great for between the shoulder blades. I would really recommend when you do this to cross your arms and hug yourself. I get some people that just kind of cross their arms. I mean hug. When you do that, it's going to pull your shoulder blades apart. Okay, so we're going to lay back on this, on the upper back. You're going to cross your arms, hug yourself, bridge, and you're just going to roll back and forth right over that pad, okay? And what that's doing is we're getting between the shoulder blades, the lower traps, up into the upper traps, along the erectors, okay? And those all are important for proper shoulder blade movement, okay? Scapular movement. Another one you can do for your upper body is your lats, right under your arm. So you're just going to lay right over it, just kind of nice and sideways, arm out. I always like palm up. You're just going to slide back and forth right on that lat, okay? Now, again, you may not notice something or a big change doing those 3, but I would like for you maybe to give those a shot and see how they feel, and do them for about a minute each. Do each side of your body and kind of assess your movement, your squat or your pull-ups. See how things feel. Sometimes if you get a tight neck, rolling out that upper back can really help. If you have any other questions, I'll try to put up some more videos with more of these that you can use. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments and I'll try to get back with you. Thanks a lot.